Want you to be able to do that, but hey, look who's here. Handsome Aaron Berger's here. Hi.
How are you?
Can I tell you, I was looking up this product last night, and I text Aaron and I go, tell me the difference between what I'm seeing online and here. I was so confused, right? New, from HP, #1 when it comes to laptops. Intel processor. I can't do the little jingle. Aaron does it better than me.
Bum, 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 bum.
There we go. So let's go #1 and #1. N100, that's what Aaron explained to me was the big difference. Because I was like, what am I looking at here? We're gonna explain why that's important. Chromebook. That's like the most sought after because it is the easiest to use. It is the most simplistic. It is the most lightweight, portable, fastest. Everybody is seeking that out, and we have it. If you did the Chromebook with all the extras that HSN is able to put together for you, and the security. Built-in security, I don't have to buy anything else. This is over $1,000 if you put this whole thing together. By the way, there is us, TikTok Shop, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, first company out there to do it. Not a big deal. On a regular day, we'll do $470 on this Chromebook. Sale price $269.99. Let's do free shipping and handling. And on a flex pay, $54, Aaron.
Yeah.
$54, and I'm using my Chromebook?
Yeah, that'll work, right?
That'll work.
That'll work. And look at that. Look at the if purchased separately value. If you bought this computer, over $1,000. We don't do, we're basically selling this at 25% of retail price. Not something you see every day.
Yeah.
In fact, we know from the folks at HP and our buyer here, Tina at HSN, that this is the lowest price we'll do all year on a Chromebook. So, come on, let me tell you a little bit about Chromebook.
Yeah.
You might be watching Tina and I right now and going, okay, wait a minute. They've got this knockout deal on a laptop computer with an Intel processor, glare-free screen, like all of these ideal things, but they keep calling it why are they calling it a Chromebook? What's a Chromebook? That's kind of the first question that a lot of people ask, a very fair question. A Chromebook is just a on-the-go computer, a fast, easy to use on-the-go computer. We call it a Chromebook because the operating system in it is Google's Chrome operating system. Okay, it's that easy. So instead of being a PC, which has a Microsoft Windows operating system, or a Mac, which has an Apple operating system, this has the Google Chrome operating system. You do all the same things you do on the other computer. So you can surf the web, you can go to Facebook, you can do Instagram, you can do all kinds of work, you can download Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Access, OneNote, Publisher, Microsoft Office Suite. All of those things are at your fingertips. It's just with the Google Chrome operating system. Now, there are some real advantages. Before I show you the 3 advantages, I will say the overarching theme of a Chromebook, frankly, is you get more computer power for less money. You wouldn't see a PC with an Intel N100 processor and 64 gigs of built-in storage and all of these features for $269. You just don't see it. You can get that in a Chromebook, and it's why, frankly, they are so popular among people who are everyday computer users. Great for grandparents, great for students, great for anyone who, general use on a computer, likes to watch video, likes to go online, likes to shop, likes to do those sort of things. There are 3 specific things that really set Chromebook apart. Here they are. It's speed, it's the essence, speed, simplicity, security. So, speed. There's virtually no setup or startup time. You turn your Chromebook on, boom, you're ready to go. You can, if you have a Gmail account, many of us do, or a Google Doc or Google Drive account, sign right in, everything's there, you're just ready to go. So there's virtually no setup or startup time. That's speed. Simplicity, you can easily access all the Google apps you already use. So like Gmail and Google Maps and Google Drive and Google Calendar, and all of those are at your fingertips. But not just those, because the Google Play Store is the #1 app store in the world. There's over 1 million games and apps at your fingertips. So as I mentioned earlier, the Microsoft Office Suite is at your fingertip, all your social media, et cetera, is at your fingertips. And then maybe the very biggest thing, security. Built-in virus protection and automatic background updates. So unlike other computers where you have to buy antivirus, anti-spyware, anti-malware, you have to pay for it, you have to keep up with it. Even then, sometimes there are cracks where intruders get through to your computer, you accidentally go to the wrong website and you let something in or whatever. That doesn't happen on Chromebook. On Chromebook, you're able to not even think about security. Since Chromebooks have been around since I think 2013, there has not been a breach in the Chrome operating system. So isn't it great to think, I'll open up my computer, it'll be really, really wicked fast, it'll be really simple to use because it's Google, just like we love the Android operating system, just like many of us use the Chrome web browser, even on our Microsoft computers, for example. Super duper simple to use, but also, Tina, really secure and really safe.
So speaking of Google,
yeah,
I went into Google yesterday when I was texting you.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was trying to figure some stuff out,
you
right?
were Googling it.
Because I was doing the Goog. So what to me, like when it comes to all these options you can get, I was like, why this one, right? So I literally just asked it, why do people want Chromebook?
Yeah.
And it said, the fast, the simplicity, the portability of it. There was so
Really
many things. And listen, do you know what's about to happen? People are about to transition grades. They're about to,
big thing.
yes, grads are about to happen. Mother's Day, Father's Day. Maybe you have an old, hot, slow laptop that you have been looking to get something, and you just want something that's like the easiest thing you can use. This is the Chromebook. And I said at the beginning, people, like, that's the one they're the sought after, right? They're like, one day I want to get a Chromebook. Today's the day to do it. If you did everything we put together into this bundle with HP, you're over $1,000, right? On sale, $269.99. That's even from our sale price. Our price is $470, still great, right? We put it on sale. We're gonna do this on a free shipping, and everybody gets to do flexible payments. So you take 5 monthly payments, no added interest. You're already using your Chromebook or already gifting it, whatever it is, $54. $54. It gets locked and loaded with a bunch of extras that you can use on the Chromebook. But I think people want something like this, Aaron, but it's a little complicated. There's a lot of options that are out there. You just want the one that I already know. I already know the Google.
Yeah, you know Google, you know HP,
yeah,
you know Intel, you know all of these #1 brands. And you're right, I think we can really have analysis paralysis when it's time for a new computer.
Yep.
There are so many from which to choose. The thing about Chromebook, it's easier to use, it's safer to use, it's faster to use, and frankly, today at HSN, where it would cost about $1,000 at retail, over $1,000 is our retail compare. If you purchased all the software we're including, the computer, everything separately, you get it for what, a little over $269, something like. It's a wild price. I will tell you, it's the last time I have it on my schedule. Right now, I have my schedule through April. This is my final scheduled airing. We can always drop in an airing later if we have quantity. But we've got a pretty busy customer appreciation month coming up. So right now, this is the only time I have it scheduled. If you've been thinking about a new computer, you have HSN's 30-day money-back guarantee. So unlike going into a big box store and buying a computer where they almost always charge a 15% restocking fee on electronics. So that would be what, about 26, it's a half, about $40, right, to try it. You don't have to do that. You can get it home. If you don't love it, you can send it back. I recommend trying a Chromebook if you haven't before. They are, as I said, wildly popular, huge with students, great for seniors. Again, for people who do everyday computing but don't have an IT guy or an IT gal sitting next to them to make sure their computer is updated, to make sure their computer is protected. It does all of that by itself. You literally press the button, turn it on, and I'll just kind of show you here as I surf a little bit through HSN's webpage. There's no pausing or waiting or hesitating. Even when I get down to the video, I always notice this, because we've got live video playing. It's gonna make a liar out of me. I can't find our live video. Oh, right there. Almost every computer I see, I'm talking about nice, $700, $800 computers. When I get to this screen, it usually takes it a second for it to load and start playing. Did you notice how fast that is? The operating system is just weighed down with less sort of extraneous things. And that's why it's so clean and so fast, particularly online. Something else that's really cool. You see this right here? You won't see this on another computer. This is called the everything button. I want to show you what happens. I'm gonna set the computer back down. Tina's taking a closer look there.
I know,
so you give that a touch, and it brings this screen up. And look at this, you can search for shortcuts, files, apps, more, lots of apps. Like there's YouTube, there's Google Chat, there's Chrome, there's Edge. You can download the Microsoft Edge. If you want to use the Edge web browser, because that's what you're more comfortable with, you can download that for Gemini. Gemini is actually, your AI support. So like I told it just a minute ago, draw me a picture of an elephant playing pickleball, and that's what I got. Yep, there it is. Any question you might have, you could ask a question like, why is, I'm typing from the side here, so it won't be real fast. Why is Chromebook, I should have said YR, but why is Chromebook book so great? You said you kind of asked Google this yourself last night, right?
Yeah.
So you can ask any question you want, just a sec. It'll think about it for a minute. Then it'll just give us a list of reasons why Chrome, here's the great thing: speed, fast boot up, lightweight, user-friendly interface, security, built-in virus protection, automatic updates, integrated with Google ecosystem, incredibly cost-effective. You could ask it, you could have just said, hey, plan me a 3-day vacation to Las Vegas. Or, I mean, the AI that's built into this is fantastic.
And I love this because no matter how you're using this, it's gonna be right for you, right? If you are somebody like me,
very flexible.
Every single night, I sit down, I take my laptop out, and I have to prepare for my show the next day, right? I want something that's fast. I'm watching multiple videos at a time. I'm switching between tabs. My parents necessarily are past that stage in their life, but they love to watch their videos. They love to look at, social media or whatever it is. It's gonna be right for everybody. You were saying this is wildly popular with students.
Oh my gosh.
I think because it's so lightweight and so fast, and listen, the younger you are, the less patience you have. They're like, I need this thing to start up right now. This will, as Aaron was saying, looking into the future, this is the lowest price that we're gonna do for 2025. This is the last airing presentation for at least the foreseeable future. I never know, sometimes I do. I'll let you know if I do know, but I don't know how long this sale price will last. So it is the lowest price. I don't know how long we're gonna have it. It is still on free shipping and handling. You can put this on a 5 flexible payment. And just kind of like the Today Special Topper, I think even with like a laptop of this sort, get it home for a flex pay, try it out for 30 days. Do all the things you would do and see if you can tell a difference, especially if you're upgrading from another one.
Can I tell you, I just started using a mattress topper this year, and it has changed.
I didn't know what you were gonna say.
You never know, really, do you? It has changed. No, you mentioned mattress topper. Man, I don't want to get out of bed ever. It has changed my life.
I'm telling you, I feel like there's these little things that you can do, and I think we hang on, either don't get a laptop or we hang on to an old laptop because you probably spent a lot of money on it, right?
Yeah,
but it's hot, it's heavy, it's slow.
So to that point, if you haven't bought a new laptop for a couple of years, one of the things that's in this, we mentioned, top brands, right? HP is the #1 selling brand in America. And for computers, it's also the #1 selling brand at HSN, period. For all the great things that Tina sells, the beauty and the fashion and the mattress toppers that I was just saying, man, I love a mattress topper. And the food, etc. The #1 selling brand at this entire network is HP. That's why you see that this is over $1,000 in retail with all the software and everything we've included. But here, it's so incredibly inexpensive because we have such a good relationship with HSN. We want to remain the #1 brand at the entire network. And another thing we do there is we always try to give little upgrades that you wouldn't necessarily see anywhere else. This is an example of that. And this all goes back to why buy a new computer now, because if you haven't bought a new computer for a couple of years, this processor, we could have done the #2 processor in the world, the #3 processor in the world. We've put in, Intel inside. Intel is the #1 processor company in the entire world. This is not the introductory Intel processor. In fact, if you look over at the left-hand side of your screen, you'll see HP 14-inch Intel N100. The N100 is the model of the processor. Celeron is the entry level. Wonderful, great processor. And then Pentium, which a lot of us know. And then you get to the Intel N100. So we're 3 levels up on this processor. What's that mean for you? It means a faster experience. How much faster? Lots of questions. Let me give you some answers. We have a video we're going to show you right now. It's called the Intel Gaming Video. Compared to a processor from just 5 years ago, so not very long ago at all. I'm not talking about a computer that's 8, 9, 10 years old. Compared to just 5 years ago, this is up to 1,200% faster with 3D gaming. I didn't say, 50% faster. Look at that, 12 times, 1,200% better 3D gaming, up to 8 times faster. That's 800% faster high definition video conversion. These are significant differences. These are big differences in speed. And so to Tina's point, if you have an older computer, you probably think, oh, I paid a lot for it. Or maybe you get lulled into believing, oh, the internet's slow today just because no, the internet's not slow. Your computer is slow online. Your computer is slow when it multitasks, and that's because it's outdated. Because you've had that processor a couple of years. Huge strides have been made forward in technology in the past couple of years in artificial intelligence with ChatGPT, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what you get here is a computer for which you spend less money, but you get much better speed, much higher performance, much longer battery life, about a 12-hour battery life. You deserve a new computer. You spend hours and hours a day on it. Many of us do, or if you have a student, maybe as we get into spring and we think about graduation and Father's Day and those kind of things, someone might be going off to college next year or to high school or to middle school next year. Great computer for a student. Lots of school districts exclusively use Chromebooks, but again, not just for a student. If you're a senior, if you're a mom, if you're someone who does everyday computing, video, surfing the web, shopping online, playing some games. The Google Play Store has over 1 million games and apps for you at your fingertips. Just a great, versatile, everyday computer, Tina.
Have you ever noticed if somebody's talking about their laptop, they don't call it, they call it a Chromebook?
Yeah,
They like can't wait to tell you
100%.
that it's a Chromebook.
Yeah, that's a great point.
You know what I mean? They're not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get my Chromebook. I was like, oh okay, get your Chromebook. Listen, I am just like everybody else. I'm not an Aaron Berger. I don't claim to be super techie anybody, right? Like I just want to do the things that I need to do. Everybody